All right, let's jump in to look into our multi-broker, a Docker Compose file. And the first thing I want you to do is to just drop the other container. So you need to run docker compose down -v. This is what I've done already. So make sure whenever you run docker ps-a, you'll see that you have nothing anymore. Okay, we're going to start fresh and clean. So here the biggest difference is that instead of having just one broker, we'll have three. So remember we had this inside the Kafka service, we have the Kafka single. Now we'll have Kafka 1, we'll have Kafka 2, and we'll have Kafka 3. So we are speeding up 3 brokers instead of 1. Okay. On the previous, we had one single broker doing everything. So they're having it was acting as a controller and a broker. Now it is still the case in a sense that each node is still both the broker and controller, as you can see here, but now they vote together on the cluster decision through the controller quorum votes. So you can see here that we're now listing the 3 of them. So whenever a broker goes down, one of the other 2 can assume the controller role in the cluster. Okay. One other thing that will change is now that the replication becomes real, because we now have enough brokers to start replicating stuff. So we see that our replication factor is now 3. So remember the replication factor lesson. Also, another thing that we have done is the minimal in-sync replica equals to 2. Okay, that means that a write must be acknowledged by at least 2 nodes before they're succeeding. So we have some sort of durability. We might look into this later in the code. Another thing that changes was the port strategy. So internally, they still use the 1992 port to communicate internally. So you can see that Kafka 1, Kafka 2, and Kafka 3, they all use the 1992 port. So 1992 here, scroll down 1992, scroll down 1992, okay? But externally, we need unique ports on the host side. So the Kafka 1 will get the port 1994. So 1994. The Kafka 2, the 1995, and the Kafka 3, the 1996. Okay, so that was one of the other fundamental change. We are also still keeping the Kafka UI, so since it's communicated internally, we're only keeping the 1992, and that's fine. And it's dependent on the 3 other brokers to work properly, and we'll also have the schema registry, which can communicate internally on the port 1992. We set up 3 volumes, and now if we go into the multi-broker and docker compose up, notice that now we have containers 1, 2, and 3. All right, the volumes created, network created. So if you do docker ps, you can see that everything is up and running. If you come back here to our UI and now you refresh, it's already refreshed, you can see multi and not only the single. And if you look at the brokers, now we have 1, 2, and 3 broker IDs. Kafka 1, Kafka 2, and Kafka 3, all communicated on port 1992. Broker account equals to 3. Schema registry, it's here, so it's working fine. Topics the same, and consumers the same. Okay, check out the schema registry. You also can post something to it, so it's working well. All right, so get back to this lesson whenever you need more clarification on the infrastructure, and you should be good to go moving forward.